Okay, it's now 8:13. I pitched my tent. It's not the best setup I have. It's pretty bad actually, but it's really windy here. Uh, the whole valley is filling up with fog. I'm about to lose visibility probably. You can see rolling in behind me. It's quite cold. My chest is hurting from where I fell today. I banged really hard on some rocks, and I'm gonna go and I checked in with home. I'm cold. I feel I'm chattering and everything. I'm gonna put a jacket on, and I should have used my wind jacket. So I'm gonna get inside. I'll record it again later. Okay, I got my tent set up. It's on a slant. It's the best I can do here. I'm quite chilly. I'm shivering. I'm taking off my, they're just caked in mud. I've been in and out of the mud, so I'm not going to be able to bring them in the tent. Hoping that I don't have any blisters. I don't feel like I do. My shoes and my socks are quite wet. You can see the knots and the laces are just caked in with mud. Very similar to hiking in the Everglades, although I think I was actually cleaner there. This is definitely the worst location, worst time I've ever had setting up my tent. In here, there's just mud inside the shoe. When I get a chance, I'll try to rinse them off in the stream or something, but that'll be for tomorrow. I'm gonna have to take my pants off because I can't bring them in the tent. I'll get everything dirty. I still got a long way to go. Can't afford to dirty up my sleeping bag now. I don't have a liner. I left it behind. I didn't want to bring extra weight, and I didn't think I would need it. I gotta admit, I did underestimate Scotland in terms of I didn't think that I would be hiking in bog and marsh as much as I am. It's no joke. I'm hoping these dry out by tomorrow. I'm gonna leave them here. My feet are cold, but good to get the socks and the shoes off. You look great. Look at that. I'm literally just taking out a chunk of mud. So, and I'm gonna be dirty. There's no way around it. I'll try and clean off my feet, but I'm not gonna be able to clean them. And putting shoes on tomorrow will be interesting. Worry about that in the morning. I may try to wait until the sun comes up and the temperature warms up a little bit. I got a slightly smaller day tomorrow, and I think I can get to the farm tomorrow, so I could probably wash my shoes and my socks off. I gotta get my pants off. Plus they're wet. My feet are freezing from the dampness. Just getting out of the wind, such a game changer. So I'm gonna take care of my feet and my pants. Okay, I got my pants off. I'm drying them out, hopefully. It's like a wind tunnel in here, so I'm hoping they dry. I am so grateful that Scotland has not thrown rain at me today now, so that I have a chance, hopefully, to stay dry and get my clothes dry tomorrow. Once that sun was being blocked out by the clouds, the fog, the temperature just drops immediately. So it's got to be in the 40s with the wind chill here. The wind is howling, through here. It's just moving. I mean, I've had worse, but it's definitely in the teens, maybe even longer, maybe even higher speeds. So it's really dropping that wind chill down. This is probably the worst setup I've ever had for my tent. I don't think I've ever had a setup in a worse location as well. So a lot of firsts here. Scotland's really definitely no joke. The Highlands live up to their reputation of being quite challenging area. Just getting out of the wind, I got a little breeze coming through here, but it's cut down significantly where I'm able to, I was just looking at my fingernails, how dirty they are, where I'm able to significantly get some warmth. I'll probably end up cooking right here. I'll probably open up one of the flaps just so I don't have the heat. Risk of fire. But I'm going to definitely make a warm meal and eat some food in a little bit. But first things first, I want to try and reposition some of my gear, just because I'm on a slope. Everything, I'm going to be sleeping against the corner of the tent and the pole. I don't want to break it. So it's going to be hard tonight. I got to admit, it's going to be a long, hard night sleeping here, but hopefully I'll be warm and I'll be safe. So, you know, it won't kill me. That's for sure. It's going to be uncomfortable, but I think the warmth won't be an issue because I'll be able to stay in my sleeping bag. I have a jacket if I need to. I can put that on as well. I have a wind shirt. I have several layers that I can put on. Right now, my feet are the thing that are the coldest because they were in cold water and wet. And obviously, just with the socks right now, I had them outside in the wind for a second. So that's it. I'll get a little things going and warm up a little bit, and then I'll come back in. Well, it's about 8:50 now. I am making dinner, but I had an accident. Very common. I don't use the base for my thing, and my tipped over. I don't know if it was just the weight, it was unstable, or the wind, a gust knocked it over. But you can see my mac and cheese is partially on the floor. I managed to save some of it. Luckily, I just had some soup. I used a packet of soup. I had tomato and beef soup, which I wanted to get some hot water in me, so I made that first, and then I started making the mac and cheese. So I'll salvage some of it, but it's not a lot. I don't know if I even want to bother making another meal. That's the way I'm feeling right now. I know I have to eat. I may just eat a bar or something, or have some stuff before I go to bed. Maybe some candy or something. Just give me some sugar, make me feel good, give me some calories to burn overnight, because it's going to be quite windy and chilly. So I'm just going to cook this for a couple of minutes. I'll eat what I can out of it. Stay hydrated. My biggest fear right now is that I have to go to the bathroom. Definitely don't want to have to go dig a cat hole out here. I'm going to bury that food though. Thankfully, there's no animals to worry about here that really come and are aggressive, or, you know, there's no bears. There's nothing that's going to come get the food and attack me or anything here. So that's one good thing about Scotland. You don't have to worry about certain animals coming for food like you would in the United States or certain areas. Okay, I got my boil finally going, so I'll turn that down. Don't want it to burn on the bottom. These things aren't really that good for cooking. So, but boiling water, they do good. You get a lot of stickage of food. Once again, I don't have to worry about washing it or whatever. And I think tomorrow, if I'm staying at the farm, I'll be able to clean my gear off. I'll really try to wash my shoes and socks, even if I have to go in the river to do it. They were clean at one point because I had been in the water so much, but the last while, it's just unbelievable how mucky it is. And I didn't really see a clear path. And there was a gentleman on the other side of the river than me, and he seemed to be doing better than me. And I was almost regretting not staying on that side, but it showed the trail ended, and there was nowhere to go on that side. So it did look like he crossed over onto the same terrain as I was, but he was ahead of me by that point because he made better time. My mistake today of losing the trail before I realized it, and then just not correcting soon enough. I looked at it and I thought I could just go around the mountain and join it again, which would have been correct if there was a way around the mountain, but there wasn't. And it ended just at a dead end for me, and it was just too risky. Even what I did, I mean, at one point I was sliding down the path because it was so steep, and that's when I realized I just have to go back and find another way. And luckily I found the trail. I didn't see it when I first came up though, but really not marked here. There's no, you know, you have to just look for indentations. Even where I'm at now, there's a trail here, but it doesn't look like much. Every once in a while you just see a tamped-in area that it looks like maybe someone had gone through, but you know, I can't be sure that's even a trail, or is it a sheep's trail, or what? Because I do see a lot of you know, scat from or dung from, I'm assuming they're sheep that are out here. I haven't seen any in this area, but I'm assuming that they're here. They're all over, and I guess occasionally, you know, some do get out of the pens and come here. I'm multitasking if I'm not looking at the camera. But basically, today was a rough day. I did 14.4 miles in 10 hours and 55 minutes. And, I'm proud of that in a way. My spirits are still high. I did almost 3,000 feet of ascent. So I'm glad with that. I'll get more stats when I can pull it off right now. Not while I'm because my phone has the track. I went further than I planned for today. I did go further. I know I have 15.39 miles, but I have the kilometers as well. But I did go further. I was planning on stopping at the end of the lake. I don't know if this is, I think it's a loch, but it might just be a lake. And there was like a beach area there, but it looked kind of wet as well. And I also figured, let me get to this trail. This is the trail that I'm going to start on tomorrow. So I probably did an extra half mile or so on that trail. So that's less to do tomorrow. But it still looks just as wet and muddy. Where I am is kind of quasi-dry, but I wouldn't say it's dry by any means here. The ground is quite damp. I got to probably stop this cooking because I think it's going to either tip over again or it's going to begin to stick on the bottom of the pan, of the pot. So I'll let my stove cool off and I'll pack it up. But I'm okay, my spirit is still good. Surprisingly, I'm mad at myself for making that wrong turn. I'm mad at that I probably didn't review the terrain a little better. I don't think I planned enough. It's hard to get information here. There's no real guidebooks. Coming out here, they say it's marshy, but then when you see there's a path or a trail on the map, you figure, okay, that's a dry area or an area that's, navigable. But it's not. It's really just a path in the mud and muck. Some of it might be a little better, but some of it really isn't. And there were a lot of steep mud. It's all wet. So I know there's been rain in the area and everything's wet. There's water flowing down the mountains. That water has to be coming from somewhere. So that means it's all seeping through. But the ground is just like a sponge. Like when you step on it, it's just soft and spongy. So that's been my experience. I'm looking at spending the night here. I'm going to get up early and hopefully get my miles in. I have just about as far to go tomorrow. A little bit less now because I walked. But I believe mileage-wise, it was almost about the same. About another 15 miles or so. And I'm hoping to get to, I think, a farm in a town or an area, a farm village called Coogee. And there's a family there that is very supportive of the TGO. I'm going to eat. And that's really my recap. It's just been a hard day. The beginning was rough, going up that first canyon until I came to that pass. But at times there was a path. So it was okay. In hindsight, I would have preferred that once again over what I just did because at least there was a path. I lost the path a couple of times, kind of just made for that notch. And then coming down from there, I didn't see any trail at all. After that, it was basically what they call Land Rover paths. Some of the people call them Land Rover paths, which are basically dirt roads or dirt trails. So it's like a road walk to me, a dirt road walk. And they're mostly sheep trails or they're for the farms to get their equipment in and out to feed and take care of the sheep and the animals. So those were, at least much easier to travel on. Once I left that road, I was off road the whole time until basically the remainder of the day, there was no nice trail or path. So that's half my day, just about a little bit less than half. So, and it took me, as you can tell, I really slowed down with the speed because it's just so slow going. And to me, it reminds me a lot of the Everglades in the sense of I was walking in water at points. My feet just got wet, so I didn't really care. I'll just get, once I'm wet, I'm wet. It doesn't matter. What's the point of keeping them dry anymore? They're totally full of mud and soaked. But I wish I would have rinsed them off a little better with that mud. If I would have realized there was so much mud caked on to my socks and I would have rinsed them off again, probably before I came up here tonight. That's okay. I'm going to eat my food before it gets cold because it's quite windy here and I'm sure it's cooling off quick. That's it. I'll check in again tomorrow. The pasta is not bad. It just doesn't have much flavor. It's all the cheese sauce is pretty much probably spilled out, but it's cooked enough that I can eat it and chew it. It's al dente, but it's good calories that I need. So I'm happy for that. Just wanted to comment a little bit because toward the end, I began to realize that the temperature was dropping and I was entering that danger zone where I need to get myself basically in my tent out of the wind and begin to warm up. I realized I was starting to shiver, so I know it was getting cold. So, once again, what? You may push yourself, but you have to realize when you're going into that danger zone and not go past that. And I felt that I was getting close to that edge of I need to probably not push any further, or I risk putting myself in a situation where I have to use skills and luck to get out of. So I don't think I was really in real danger, but it was definitely the risk factors were going up. The shivering tells me that I'm cold. The sun's going down, the temperature is dropping, the wind is there. I'm basically in a funnel right now in this canyon. So it got a lot stronger as I came through that glen, or that at the end of that lock or lake. The wind just picked up because it's coming from the other valley and canyon just past me. So all those things make you decide, and I realized that, this is not the ideal setup, but it's one I'm going to have to make work, and I can make it work, and I'll be okay. Just getting out of the wind alone did such wonders for me, just because the wind is the thing that's really hurting me the most in taking away my heat. It's chilly outside, but it's not that chilly. The fact that I stopped also, all that sweat, you're not producing heat anymore, begins to evaporate. So you have to make good decisions. And right away, getting my jacket on. I put on one jacket, and then once I got in here, I put my other jacket on. All those things are things that stack the odds back in my favor. I feel a little breeze coming through here, but with my sleeping bag around me, like a quilt, like a blanket, I'm quite warm. My feet are still wet. They're a little chilly, but much better. Bringing soup and taking in soup immediately gets some hot fluids in me that helps my body boost its warmth, and then that spreads throughout your body. Obviously, eating some food. I'm going to still have some more food after this. I didn't have enough calories. There's no doubt about that. So I'll probably have some like candy or sweets. Give me some sugar. Give me some quick calories, and give me some calories to burn throughout the night to keep warm. I'm hoping I don't break out of my tent here and end up out on the ground. But it's really quite crooked here. It's not level of any means. The tent's not only on the slope, but it's also crooked, with one side being higher than the other. But it's just hard to find flat, dry land here. And to me, this was a spot. The area was a little drier. You can see the grass was a different color. It's not quite as spongy, but it's not level either. And it's a very small area, and there's some rocks in here too. So I don't want to puncture my tent. I don't want to puncture my air mattress at the beginning of my hike. I mean, if I have to, I guess I can. And then when I get to Fort Augustus, I could buy new stuff if I needed it. But that would be a long 3 days from now. Not the ideal situation. I'm camping out the next 2 days still. Even if I'm at the farm, I believe I'm still camping out in my tent. I'll find out when I get there if they have a bunkhouse, or even if I get to stay in a barn, I'm happy. Just as long as it's nice, soft ground, I'll be happy. One of the other people told me that there's rumored that they actually have food and stuff there too as well. So they do take care of you quite well there. They go out all out. It's only 2-3 days out of the year. They don't do this for all the hikers. They do it just for the TGO challenge. So that's it. I'm gonna finish getting myself situated tonight. Start repacking up some stuff maybe for tomorrow. I'll probably still wear the same clothes because I know I'm going to be going through the muddy areas again. No sense in dirtying up a clean set of clothes. Okay, that is really going to be it tonight, I hope. Take care.